In elite sports, talent often attracts attention, but character determines longevity. Few athletes embody this truth more vividly than Sha'Carri Richardson. Her rise to international fame has never been a simple story of victories and records. Instead, it is a journey marked by extraordinary promise, public setbacks, personal growth, and an unwavering determination to prove that adversity does not define a champion. Born in Dallas, Texas, Richardson discovered her gift for speed at an early age. Raised primarily by her grandmother, she learned lessons about discipline, perseverance, and self-belief long before she stepped onto a professional track. Those lessons would later become just as important as her natural athletic ability. As a teenager competing for Carter High School, Richardson quickly established herself as one of the most exciting sprint prospects in the United States. Her explosive acceleration and fearless racing style separated her from her peers. State championships in the 100 and 200 meters became stepping stones toward a much larger stage. Coaches, analysts, and track enthusiasts recognized that they were witnessing the emergence of a rare talent capable of competing among the world's best. Her transition to collegiate athletics only accelerated her development. At Louisiana State University, Richardson transformed from a promising junior athlete into a global sensation. The defining moment arrived in 2019 when she delivered a breathtaking performance at the NCAA Championships. Competing against some of the strongest collegiate athletes in the country, she produced times that shattered expectations and rewrote record books. At just 19 years old, she broke multiple world under-20 records, announcing herself as a future star of international sprinting. Suddenly, Richardson was no longer viewed simply as a talented young athlete. She had become a legitimate contender against established champions on the world stage. Expectations grew rapidly, and with them came immense pressure. The next chapter of her career appeared destined to culminate in Olympic glory. During the U.S. Olympic trials in 2021, Richardson captured the national spotlight by winning the 100-meter event with authority. Her performance secured qualification for the Olympic Games and seemed to confirm what many observers already believed. She was ready to become one of the faces of global athletics. Then everything changed. A positive test for cannabis resulted in a suspension that prevented her from competing at the Tokyo Olympics. The news dominated headlines around the world and sparked widespread debate within and beyond the sporting community. For Richardson, however, the situation was deeply personal. Public scrutiny intensified while she was simultaneously dealing with significant emotional challenges in her private life. Many athletes experience setbacks, but few endure them under such intense international attention. Richardson chose not to hide from the controversy. Instead, she publicly accepted responsibility for her actions and openly discussed the circumstances surrounding the difficult period she was navigating. While opinions varied, her willingness to confront the situation directly demonstrated a level of honesty and accountability that many respected. Missing the Olympics represented a devastating blow. For an athlete who had spent years preparing for the biggest competition in the world, the disappointment was immense. Yet the greater challenge lay ahead, rebuilding both confidence and momentum after seeing a lifelong dream disappear. The 2022 season proved that recovery is rarely straightforward. Richardson struggled to reproduce her best performances and often appeared out of sync with the form that had once made her nearly unbeatable. Some races ended in frustration rather than celebration. Critics questioned whether her peak had already passed. Commentators speculated that younger athletes would permanently replace her among the sport's elite. Such judgments overlooked an important reality. Athletic success is rarely linear. Champions are not measured solely by how they perform during favorable circumstances. Their true strength becomes visible when they confront adversity. Behind the scenes, Richardson remained committed to improvement. She refined technical aspects of her sprinting, strengthened her training routines, and worked to rebuild the confidence that had been tested by years of scrutiny. Progress was gradual rather than dramatic, but each training session represented another step forward. That commitment produced spectacular results in 2023. At the World Championships in Budapest, Richardson delivered one of the most memorable performances of her career. Facing a world-class field in the women's 100 meters, she produced an extraordinary run of 10.65 seconds to claim the gold medal and establish a championship record. The victory was more than a title. It was a statement. The athlete many had doubted was once again standing at the pinnacle of her sport. Her success continued as she helped the United States secure gold in the women's 4x 100-meter relay. Together, these achievements confirmed that her resurgence was not temporary. Richardson had evolved into a more complete competitor, one who possessed not only speed, but also experience, resilience, and emotional maturity. The following year brought another opportunity to compete on the Olympic stage. At the Paris Games, Richardson entered as one of the favorites in the women's 100 meters. The final delivered intense drama, with St. Lucia's Julian Alfred producing a remarkable performance to win gold, while Richardson finished second. Although silver was not the result she had envisioned, her Olympic story was far from complete. The relay final provided one of the defining moments of the Games. When Richardson received the baton as the anchor runner for Team USA, her team was outside medal position. What followed was a demonstration of elite sprinting at its finest. Accelerating with remarkable power and precision, she rapidly erased the deficit and surged past her competitors before crossing the finish line first. The image of Richardson glancing toward her rivals as she completed the comeback quickly became iconic. It symbolized confidence, redemption, and the ability to perform under immense pressure when everything is at stake. Most athletes would be satisfied with such accomplishments. Richardson, however, has consistently shown a willingness to embrace unfamiliar challenges. That mindset led her to an unexpected destination in 2026. A small Australian town hosting one of the country's most unusual sprint competitions. Unlike traditional races conducted on synthetic tracks, this historic event took place on grass and incorporated a handicap system designed to equalize competitors of different abilities. Under these rules, slower runners receive a head start while elite athletes begin farther behind. Victory, therefore, depends not only on raw speed, but also on tactical awareness, timing, and the ability to chase down opponents who may start several meters ahead. For Richardson, it represented a completely different test. The preliminary round suggested she had adapted effectively. Despite beginning from a significant disadvantage, she controlled her race and advanced comfortably. Yet the semifinals exposed how unforgiving the format could be. After closing rapidly on the leaders, Richardson relaxed slightly before reaching the finish line. The decision nearly proved costly. A local competitor surged forward, forcing officials to examine the finish photo before confirming Richardson's qualification. The margin separating advancement from elimination measured only a few thousandths of a second. Rather than making excuses, Richardson acknowledged the mistake immediately. She admitted that finishing strongly through the line remained an area requiring attention and promised to correct it before the final. Hours later, she returned with renewed focus. The championship race presented an enormous challenge. One of her primary rivals enjoyed a substantial head start, creating a difficult deficit to overcome in a race lasting only seconds. Following a brief interruption caused by a false start, the field settled once again into the starting positions. When the race finally began, Richardson remained calm. Instead of forcing the pace, she executed her strategy with patience and precision. Gradually, she increased her speed, systematically reducing the gap separating her from the leaders. As the finish approached, her superior acceleration became impossible to ignore. Meter by meter, she reeled in the field before ultimately surging ahead to secure victory. Her winning time became the fastest recorded at the event in nearly 20 years. The achievement carried historical significance. Winning from the scratch mark in such a handicap competition is exceptionally rare. By accomplishing the feat, Richardson became the first international woman ever to claim the title under those conditions. More importantly, the victory reinforced the defining theme of her career. Whether confronting personal disappointment, public criticism, Olympic pressure, or unfamiliar competitive environments, Richardson continues to demonstrate an extraordinary capacity for adaptation. Her story is not simply about speed, it is about reinvention. Every setback has become an opportunity for growth. Every criticism has provided motivation. Every challenge has strengthened her resolve. For that reason, Sha'Carri Richardson's legacy extends beyond medals and records. It is a reminder that greatness is not determined by avoiding failure, but by repeatedly finding the courage to rise after it.